So some of the most honest answers I've seen out of him. And I do this sometimes. I put on a video and I'll sit and I'll watch. And sometimes I'll even pay attention. I just listen and I hear something. And I heard him talking about this. And so I got some receipts to go through. And I want you guys to answer me, please, some of these questions. Whether you're married, whether you have a boyfriend, girlfriend, however you have us worked out as a couple, does this come through in your daily life? Okay, number one, Paul gets home, Paul's home, and Alec is going out driving the property with it, right? Right. So they ride the property, they go out. You saw a Snapchat video with the tree. They look at the sunflowers. They're riding around. They're out for a while, longer than, not as long as Alex said, but, Alex not the, bright, I don't want to say he's not the brightest bulb in the bunch, but he remembers some facts. He doesn't remember them all. But they were out riding around, okay? Then Alec leaves Paul down at the shop, and that shop is down where the hangar is, where the dog kennels are. All that shit's going on down there. He leaves them there. I'm going back up to the house. They were done, right? Done. Maggie gets home. Alex says he goes to the house. He sees Maggie. He had already talked to her a couple times that day, texted. So there wasn't a whole lot to go through. Paul stays at the shop. So what's Alec do? He showers, right? Now, I can tell you for a fact, 100% fact, that when I go to the shower in my bedroom, I normally charge my phone, no matter what percentage it's on. But if it's 6 o'clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, I am going to charge it. So I will walk in, plug the phone up, set it down, and go shower. And when I'm done, pop it off. But maybe it's, not charged, so he left it on there. But I guarantee you, he charged his phone in his bedroom. So while he's showering, Paul comes up and eats, according to the testimony, right? Paul gets up and eats, and Paul goes back down to the kennels after he eats. He's not a guy to sit around and watch, uh, you know, whatever, TV. Now, Alex is showered. He's threw his clothes on the floor, just like he said Blanca said. And what's he do? He grabs supper that Blanca made, and he sits on the couch, and he eats. Now, as I told you before in other videos, he might be watching USC baseball because that World Series was going on, and they were just there the night before. So he's eating on the couch. And Maggie's like, hey, we're going down to the kennels. Why don't you meet us down there? Now, think about this. As a man, you already been with Paul. You were riding around, getting into some trouble. You come back up, you shower, you eat, you're sitting on the couch. You just got done eating like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. That would be my response. I'm like, y'all go. I'm good. None of this has been disputed, by the way. All these facts I'm telling you have not been disputed. Wait till I get to the end. Maggie and Paul go to the kennels, right? But Maggie asks him to come. He's showered, he's eaten, he's watching TV, he's already been outside. It's about 8:30, 8:40, something along those lines. Yeah. So then he drives to the kennels, and he arrives just before Paul does his little video. Now, this is where I'm going to stop because we've already gone through all this. But during the trial, Creighton Waters is up asking Alec, what'd you do next? What'd you do next? What'd you do next? And he went through it. And he said, I did this, and then I did this. Well, this is new information. No one's ever heard this before until today. This is new information. No one's ever heard this until today. And he's like, Mr. Waters, I've been trying to tell you guys this. I've been calling you guys. No one called me back. That I believe. No one called me back. And in the interviews that David Owen had on the night of, and 2 or 3 days later, and in June and on August 11th, none of this was covered. None of it. Owen didn't ask any of these questions. Like, what'd you do? Start with the day. That was never asked. And do you know why? Because they were digging up all kinds of shit about these financial crimes and the boat crash and all this other shit started coming up. And they kept Alec in that circle. Alex in the circle. They could give a shit about what happened. They could give a shit about him and Paul down there at the kennels. They could give a shit about him coming up when he showered. Paul stayed at the shop. They could give a shit about that. They didn't ask. They didn't care. Alec was 100% correct. Yeah, this is the first time you've heard about it because nobody asked. Now, he should have told. Truth be told, he should have told them, like, hey, do you want to go through the timeline? Like what I did, when I did it, what everybody else did, the steps, so we can retrace this. But none of this, not one single thing that I've sat here and read to you, none of it was disputed by the prosecution. Not one single thing. But the only thing the prosecution started getting snarky about, is that a word, snarky? Was the kennel video. Oh, the kennel video. Ooh, the kennel video. All of this is okay. Except one piece that the prosecution went and plucked out and said, kennel video. So, my question is, guys, when you go shower, you plug in your phone? When you had a long day at work and you come home and you play with your kids and then you shower, do you want to go back outside? If your wife asks you, come on, let's go, and you're sitting there on the couch after you showered, you sit there for a minute, you're not going to go right away, but you're going to go, your girlfriend, whatever, you're going to go, okay, I'll go. And then you reluctantly go out and you don't stay that long and you head back. This is exactly what happened. Down to the T, exactly what happened. And why do I know that? Because I'm a dude. I'm a dude. And women, you answer me those questions. Is this what guys do? They shower, they sit down on the couch, watch TV. Honey, come out. No. Does he go? No. Will he go? Reluctantly? Probably. Anyways, shit. This is the weirdest thing going through this thing. But it is what it is. Sled agent of the year didn't ask what the hell he did when he ate, who he ate with, and what he did after that. But they allowed it into the testimony. By the way, I'm going to start talking about this. I'm going to investigate this Richard Allen case. I see it on Court TV. Little Vinny. Vinny. Gonna be on, little Vinny. Seems like an awful strange case, but I'm going to look into it. It seems weird. I guess my boy EB's on tonight. Vinny. Going to be talking about leg day, doing his workouts. Going to do leg day today. Maybe he will. Someday. Probably not. See you later. Carver Toad.